you are into making beautiful songs and creating magnificent orchestras of notes and sounds, or simply just into finding the most fancy way to kill your enemies, this is the video for you. Today, Felines, we are going to be taking a look at the 30-second Warframe to the collection. Without further ado, this is Octavia. Hey, how's it going, sexy felines? My name is CJ or M.C.I.K. Welcome back to B.O.T.W's Builds of the Week, the show where I talk to you guys about a build, whether it be a Warframe, Sentinel, Kubro, weapon, it doesn't matter. If it's a build and you guys want it, I'll talk to you guys about it, show you guys the build, go over the stats, and then wrap it up. So I've been wanting to get this video out for a while, and I think I wanted to let everything cool down for a little bit because everyone goes crazy when there's an update. Everyone makes a bunch of videos and they all get cluttered up, and I kind of wanted to throw mine out as like the last leaf of March or the last leaf of spring, and let that be the last kind of I don't know what I'm saying at this point. Doesn't matter though, we're here with the video now. So yeah guys, we're gonna take a look at Octavia, all of her abilities, the build that I have for her, the mandachord just a little bit because I want to show you guys the song that I have for her to maximize her potential with her abilities. Basically makes her a little bit easier to use, the song that I have for her. And yeah, just go over her base stats, and that's about it. Kind of talk to you guys and tell you guys how I've been using her, and honestly what my opinions are on her, because you know I've been using her for about, I'd say a week, 2 weeks now, maybe 3 weeks, and she's been a hoot. I'll just say that. Okay, so we'll start with the very first thing down the list: how to get Octavia. So Octavia is going to be a little bit tricky to get. She has different ways you can get her parts. The main way you can get her blueprint, and the only way you can get her blueprint, I believe, is from completing Octavia's Anthem, which is the quest that you can get by visiting Feline Suda in any relay except for Maru's Bazaar. Now, along with all the other resources, you will also need the mandachord to build Octavia, and the mandachord is also obtained through Octavia's Anthem, so make sure you guys do the quest if you have not done that yet. So as for Octavia's parts, you're going to be able to get them from different missions and different methods. So her chassis can be obtained on a note memory puzzle on the Lua tile set missions. So if you're in the moon, try one of these missions out. If you go through the tile set, you might spawn in one of these little puzzles. It's a memory puzzle with a bunch of notes. So yeah, if you complete that, you'll get her chassis. So the system's blueprint can be obtained from a mission on the moon as well, called the Play-Doh, which is going to be a crossfire exterminate on the moon as well, once again, from caches. So that's how you get the systems. And last but not least, the neuro-optics can be obtained from a Orokin Duralex survival on the Rotation C. The only other things you'll need is some normal resources. Also, you'll need some Kuva, 2000 Kuva for the systems, 3 neurodes for the chassis, and 5 neural sensors for the neuro-optics. So at base, Octavia is not too bad of a frame. She comes with 2 slash polarities at base, which is really nice, so it helps you get those mods on things like fleeting or streamline, whatever mod you need for her. And she also has pretty nice power at base is 150, and at rank 30 it'll be 225. So if you put flow or primed flow in there, you'll get about up to 500 energy, which is really, it's a really nice big pool of energy to have, especially for her, because she's definitely a casting frame and you need a bunch of energy for all of her abilities. Her health at base is going to be 300, and her shield is going to be at 225, so she's going to be more of a health than it is shield frame. So if you want to throw on any shielding or health mods, make sure you guys throw on a vitality. She's going to really benefit from that a lot more than she would from redirection, but that's just my personal opinion. You can build her however you want to. Alright, before we really get into Octavia, let's talk about the mandachord, which is going to be the song-making device that you use just for Octavia. And this song will basically vary whichever way you build it, but her abilities will highly depend on the mandachord and your song that you're using, so make sure it is easy to follow, but you know, also very stylish and beautiful at the same time. I'm using a very simple song. For the metronome, it's solid, that way I can easily go stealth and get those multipliers if I need to, and I'll explain that more when we get into this, but just remember this, that the metronome is pink or purple, whatever you want to call it, and I keep this solid, so that way it's easy to hit things on the beat. All you gotta do is kind of spam it. I know I have no actual talent whatsoever. I don't have timing, okay? What do you want from me? But it's really easy to follow this, and yeah, the rest of it is really nice. The song sounds really cool. I like the way it sounds, and it's also easy to follow. So when you're making a song for Octavia, make sure it's something that you can follow easily and get those multipliers easy as well, because that's what her abilities really depend on. Alright, so as for building, I went for a high duration build, a lot of range, a good bit of strength, not too much. I didn't want to throw a bunch of strength mods on there and then completely ruin the efficiency or duration. So I went with 140 strength, the range is 160, and then for the efficiency, I didn't think I needed to have the whole max 175, simply because of her passive. Her passive, basically, every time you use an ability, she has a little bit of energy restore. So make sure you guys are always spamming her abilities, or not spamming, but make sure they're always active. Make sure you guys have all of her abilities active at all times, and that will maximize her potential and her damage output. So yeah, guys, for the build, we have Prime Continuity and Constitution. This is going to be our 2 duration mods, giving us the 183% duration. We have Stretch, and I believe, yeah, that's the only one I have. Stretch and Cunning Drift. These 2 are my range mods over here. So this will add power range, and this will add power range as well. This will give us the 160 power range. And then over here we have Primed Flow for more energy, giving us a 200% energy increase. So we have 525 energy. Next off, we have Intensify and Power Drift. These are going to be our damage mods. I didn't really want to go with, I don't know, like with Transient Fortitude to destroy the duration. I kind of wanted to keep everything neutral, and it works out super well. So we have Intensify, Power Drift. This is going to give us the 145 strength. Last but not least, we have Streamlined for 130% efficiency. That's all I really need, to be honest. When you get that energy going, especially if you use a generic focus tree, focus lens, I don't know what you want to call it, you get the energy restore from that too. So later game, I don't need to worry about energy. I always usually have energy. So 130% efficiency is just plenty. And then last but not least, I have Energy Siphon for even more energy restore. So you'll just keep on getting energy, so you won't have to worry about that. But yeah, guys, this is the build. I don't know, what do you guys think of it? This is my personal build. This is how I build for things. So if you guys don't like it, that's fine. It fits my playstyle, and I have really been enjoying using her a lot. She's a lot of fun to use. Alright, now I'm going to show you guys what Octavia's abilities do, how they work, the best way to use them really quickly, and kind of how they work with the build that I have for her. And then after that, I'll wrap it up. That's about it for this B.O.T.W, to be honest. Alright, so her first ability, Mallet, is probably one of my favorite abilities out of hers. This thing scales so well into late game, into any really end game or late game, because what it does is it takes damage dealt by the enemy, and it kind of disperses it back onto the enemy. So if you have a lot of range on this thing, it's going to make a circle of range, and every enemy in there is going to be taking damage with clicks of damage, and everything that's inflicted, every bit of damage that's put onto the mallet in the middle is going to be dispersed, and it's basically going to increase damage more and more. It's going to make it more lethal. So it's going to be really good for taking out heavier units and high-level enemies, because if they're going to deal a lot of damage to the mallet, it's going to deal just as much damage back to them. So probably one of my favorite abilities. I think it's also worth noting that this thing is really good against nullifiers. It can, if you put it next to a nullifier and they shoot it once, their bubble's gone. You just throw this thing down next to them, as long as the mallet does not touch the nullifier bubble, this thing will destroy any nullifiers in the area of effect. So really good against nullifiers. Her second ability, Resonator, is basically a roller that you can spawn in. Basically, you can put a mallet on top of the Resonator, and it will make the mallet mobile. So the mallet can move around with you. It'll follow you in the tile set. You don't have to stay in one place when using the mallet. It can follow you around, and can be really helpful for doing exterminates and whatnot. Because, you know, if anything deals damage to this thing, it's just gonna disperse a crap load of damage around you, and it will follow you as well. So that's really helpful. And not to mention, it will also draw more damage away from you, helping her out a lot with her survivability, and also making more damage out on the enemy. So 2 really good abilities that combo really well with each other. I just want to mention right now, all of her abilities have amazing synergy. They all work great with each other. That's why I said it's best to keep all of her abilities out at all times. So her third ability is Metronome. This has a lot of different buffs, and it grants buffs by, you know, doing things on beats, on the timing of the song that you make with the mandachord. So basically, if you crouch on the beat. So if you crouch with perfect timing and you get it on the beat, you will get invisibility for 30 seconds. At least that's the one with my build. That's why it's good to have a lot of duration, because a lot of these buffs are good to last a lot longer, and it's going to be really helpful to have these buffs last a lot longer. Like, you can get multi-shot for firing on the beat. You can get more damage from your melee from just meleeing on the beat. You can get more speed by just jumping on the beat, so it's really helpful to have this. And that's why I said the mandachord is really helpful to have an easy song to follow. That way you can do these things and pull off the timing, pull off the beats, and you can get things like multi-shot from just simply firing on beat. So if you have an automatic and you just hold the fire rate down, you can easily get multi-shot from doing this. So the mandachord song that I use makes metronome really easy to pull off the talents. And so yeah, I recommend you guys make a really easy song to follow with the mandachord. And her last ability is amp, which simply just makes everything more powerful. It increases the damage of your nearby allies and you as well, increasing damage with your abilities and with your teammates' abilities and with your weapons. It can also increase the damage of mallets, so it'll also increase the range of mallets, so it makes it a much farther range. This is great for defense, and if you're sticking in one place for a long period of time, or doing a survival and you're just staying in one place, it's great to keep amp and mallet out at all times. It's great to keep them all out, but you know, if you can't, make sure you keep those two out at all times. These are great. Anyway, those are all of the abilities. This was Octavia. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments of this frame. She has been a lot of fun for me to use. I use her a lot in sorties now, actually. For spy sorties, I just go invisible. I hop in the mission, I use metronome, and I just crouch a couple times, and you got invisibility for like 30 seconds. So really good buffs, and a really easy frame to get used to and have fun with. You know, not always worrying about, you know, things you have to do right or wrong. So yeah, honestly, my honest opinion on her, really good, solid frame. You know, good synergy as well. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments of her, and maybe my build as well. But that's like I said, once again, it's my personal build, my personal play style. Just keep that in mind. Have a fantastic day. My name is M.C.I.K. I'll see you guys for tomorrow's video and the next B.O.T.W. Let me know what you guys want me to do. I know I still have not done Nidus yet, and I plan on doing Nidus soon. I'm lazy, and it takes a lot longer because he's not a simple frame to do. He's more of a complex frame. But I will get around to doing Nidus. Don't you guys worry. Have a great day. My name is M.C.I.K. Subscribe to the Edge and the Feline Pack if you guys haven't already. I will see you guys for tomorrow's video. And that's it. Leave a like if you guys did enjoy, and stay rad, because if you're rad, you'll never be a dad.